Welcome! Today we are out on the Arizona Strip and we are heading south. Our end goal is the Toroweep Overlook at the Grand Canyon, and along the way, who knows what we'll see. I know there's an old ghost town of Mount Trumbull.
That'll be cool. Check that out.
Yeah, maybe there's a mine out there and things. Gosh, I don't really even know what's in store for us today.
Yeah,
but
we've never been this way,
yeah.
So we're doing exploring, checking it out.
Yep. So come along with us on this adventure today as we head to the Toroweep Overlook at the Grand Canyon.
Here we are at Mount Trumbull. There's a road sign there. This is the old Mount Trumbull schoolhouse. Sign there. Little information right over here. Talk about it a little bit. It says people started to come here around 1917 with dreams of starting their own ranch. Each homesteader received 640 acres of land for raising livestock. That's quite a bit of land for each person. The school here was completed in 1922. It was the second school at this location. The first became too small and was moved to make room for this larger school. So here it is, the Mount Trumbull schoolhouse.
So we just learned over here that this schoolhouse was rebuilt in the year 2000-2001. It completely burnt down July 31st, 2000.
Oh, original schoolhouse was restored in 1994, but then it burned down and then was rebuilt. That's interesting. And here's papers for the Grand Canyon Parashant area. Here in the schoolhouse is a 3D image of this whole area. If you look over here, we came down that way past Diamond Butte, through some of those, down here to L3, which is right there. That's the schoolhouse. And then we're going to go up over Mount Trumbull there and come down and drop over here where the edge of the Grand Canyon is. So that's where we're headed. This is a pretty neat map here, and you can see the hurricane cliffs all along the side there. We've been following along on the road. So up over Mount Trumbull and down the other side is where we're headed. So there's the schoolhouse, and the bell up on top, the rope hangs down the front. You can still ring the bell. That's kind of cool. Old vehicles just hanging out. There's the Mount Trumbull Trail. Goes off right here. Looks like it's open to hikers and horses.
So up here on Mount Trumbull is a sawmill, and it's also where the Latter-day Saint Church got their wood to build the St. George Temple. In a previous video, we were on the honeymoon trail where people would travel to that St. George Temple to be married. And here is where they would haul the wood to build the temple, and probably other early pioneer buildings.
Little detour on our trail out to Toroweep is the Nampa Weep petroglyphs. So we're going to walk out here a little ways and look at those, see how neat they are.
Nampa Weep is a Paiute word that means foot canyon. As you walk the path, reflect on the many early travelers who have walked here before you. At the end of this half-mile trail is an array of petroglyphs etched into the boulders on the north side of the canyon. These demonstrate that people have used this route for at least 10,000 years. This area is of cultural and spiritual importance to Native people living nearby. Visit respectfully.
There's some petroglyphs there. Some of them are kind of faint, hard to see.
That lower rock. See that? All along that whole rock, Dave.
So all through this section here where these lava rocks are is where those petroglyphs are carved. And some of them are a little faded. They're out in the sun, they're out in the weather. They're not as vibrant as others. But hopefully we got some pretty good ones on film. You guys can check them out there. Some of them are really neat, even if they're a little faint.
So we've been talking about petroglyphs. We see a lot of them in our area, and so we kind of want to know from you guys, what do you think about them? Cool, worth stopping at every site to see? You know, what are your thoughts on the petroglyphs? And are they cool for kids? For them to come see it as well, or is this an old person's hobby?
Not very many people here, is there?
No. Kind of have that full of drive and clearance. Four wheelers would be nice. I just picked up a rock.
This is, we got 50 feet that way to go to get to the coordinates.
Over that direction?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll just
Right
come
there
here.
on that rock.
Yep, they're right there on that rock.
Okay, La.
Oh, no.
Nobody suffers from vertigo? Hey, you. Wow, look at
So
that.
here we are at the Toroweep Overlook. And you can see the Grand Canyon here. Colorado River down at the bottom.
Stick it over the edge. Hello.
It's quite a ways down. That's kind of low, doesn't it? Hey guys,
It's like
turn and look.
over
sure you're steady. I don't care if you turn.
You can see the river down there. That's a great view of the river. And the rocks and the drop off right here.
Oh my heck.
Man, right there you can actually see, as the water's coming down, you can see some dirt swirling right there just a little bit. That's kind of cool.
Please don't go any further out there, you guys.
See the water right through that hole in that rock right there. And right over there is a little flower growing right on the edge of the Grand Canyon. Over there, looks like where that canyon comes down, if you were here in a rainstorm, there'd be a ton of water flowing right there. That would be cool.
Wow.
There's the view. Water coming downstream here. Man, this is amazing. And look, right out on the very corner of that rock is a lizard. That water is 3,000 feet below us.
No.
Nevada?
A couple birds soaring way out over the canyon. So there's a volunteer right up here that just told us that between the canyon walls here, from this side to the other side, is only like 1,800 feet. It's pretty narrow right through here. Pretty steep cliffs. This is amazing.
3,000 feet down.
3,000 feet to the water. And a couple birds right there. I think they might have been the same ones that were flying, landed right on the corner of that rock there.
But it's deep if you're rafting that, I bet.
Lava Falls. Rapids right down there. It looks like we're facing mostly east right now. Straight out the way the Colorado River flows right on out there. So right there where that Lava Falls is, which isn't really a fall, it's more of a rapids, a cascade down there. There's actually a trail right there where that hill is not a straight up and down cliff. You can actually hike right down there and get close to it.
And I hear there's petroglyphs down there as well. So we're just finishing up over here at the Toroweep Overlook and starting to head back out. When we were planning this, I was a little nervous about the road conditions because I had heard that the roads were really rough getting here. We came down through Mount Trumbull and the road was really good. It was good all the way until about 3 miles to the overlook. So no matter what road you take, that last 3 miles into the overlook is really rough. A high clearance vehicle is recommended for that.
Yeah.
But a 3 mile walk wouldn't be bad if you wanted to bring the city car.
And they do have signs that say high clearance vehicle recommended. And even in our Suburban, we drug a couple times underneath. And so it's a pretty... A high clearance vehicle is definitely required to get all the way to the end.
Yep. So we came in through Mount Trumbull and thought about going out towards Pipe Springs National Monument. But the volunteers here recommended we take the road to Colorado City. So I think that's what we're going to do.
Yep, they said the road to Pipe Springs has just been redone, so it's really rough and rocky right now. So...
And regraded.
Regraded.
And so there's a lot of torn up cinders and things like that. Sharp, rough road is what we were told. So maybe we'll show you a little bit on our way out. And thank you for joining us on this adventure. And let us know what adventures you've been on. Yeah, share them with us.